Okay.
Welcome back to the 203 Sports Pod. Teddy is finally awoken from his slumber and has been so
Sorry.
kind to join us. We are thrilled for his return. He will have to post an apology later on. Today we're going to get into some free agency stuff and then move on to our March Madness selections. Let's get into it. First off, biggest probably signing was Joe Thuney to the Jets. What are our thoughts?
No,
Not the Jets. Sorry, Jets fans.
I think that Patrick Mahomes is a very unselfish player, and a lot of those guys are who restructured their contracts in order to sign Joe Thuney. They did a
He's
great
so
job.
unselfish for reallocating how he's going to get $500 million.
Did that? I never understood that. Is that just like?
I don't know how it works either.
Yeah. Is he
But
giving
I
up money?
figure
Is he
it's
getting it
something
in a
like
different way? Like I don't understand how
I
that
figure
works.
they turn it into a bonus where it's like if he starts 4 of their games, he gets his money or something like that. I don't know how it works.
yeah.
Why wouldn't that just be everyone's contracts? Like, hey, if you
No
start
idea.
you start one game, you make $100 million.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Whatever. Anyways, they're filthy. Although I am curious to see what they do with offensive tackle.
I'm very curious to see that. Since they cut both Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz, they might actually start the hometown boy
Hometown hero.
Yang, who opted out of last season. But I definitely think it's a good move for the Chiefs, and I think they really noticed in the Super Bowl when their offensive line was just getting killed. And I know it was a lot of backups, but still, they needed to make a big splash, and this was definitely it.
Yeah, I think they're going to draft a tackle. I think they have to.
Yeah, I agree.
The only thing that I'm going to say is I think that the only bigger offensive lineman signing so far has been the Chargers stealing Corey Linsley
Very true.
from the Packers. Probably one of the
That's
best
huge.
centers in the league.
It's
I
awesome
mean,
for the
when you
Chargers.
think about it, if I were the Packers, are you really going to give that much money that they gave to Aaron Jones
No,
and
that
then
was
let your
That was a terrible
all-pro
decision.
center walk?
Why did they draft that
A.J. Dillon in the
running
second
back?
round.
Dillon,
You use a second-round pick on a running back, and then you re-sign the other running back for a lot of money and let your all-pro center walk is really confusing.
I mean, no, Colin. They did pay Corey Linsley a record amount of money for an interior offensive lineman. No interior offensive lineman has ever been paid that much. So, I don't think they might have guessed how much they would have had to pay Corey.
They didn't want to keep him any longer? What?
I still don't even think they should have brought back Aaron Jones. They
Neither
already
do I.
Yeah,
What A.J. Dillon showed was that he can be effective.
Yeah, and they also have Jamal Williams still, right?
Who's
Yeah, he's a
solid,
beast.
yeah.
So
I'm not sure. He
now
might be a free agent, actually. It might be both of them are free agents. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. But so that really confused me. And I'm really happy with the Chargers because it kind of got overlooked. How little Justin Herbert was protected last year. He took a lot of hits, and they're making the right move by signing him here.
I think
let's move on to the Patriots spending spree that they went on. What was it? Matt Judon, 50 mil.
I don't
Two
like it.
tight ends at 40 mil plus each. Something like that? Does that sound right?
Yeah. I know. I mean,
Something
Hunter Henry is, I
crazy.
think, 347.
Jalen Mills, he's mid.
They paid him a lot of money to kind of suck.
Yeah, he does kind of suck. Obviously, re-signing Cam, and then 2 receivers in Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne from the Niners.
Did you mention the Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith?
That's actually the thing you mentioned first, Robbie. Please try to keep up.
I mentioned that.
Yeah. My bad.
But complete overhaul of the team, and to be honest, I don't like it. You don't build your team in free agency. You can get pieces of your team to help you and improve you, but you don't build your team for the long term through free agency. It's going to have to come through the draft.
Well, Steve, the reason why I don't like it is because over these like last 20 or so years, Bill Belichick's philosophy has been do not pay players like basically at any means. For whatever you do, just do not pay players coming off career years because it doesn't work out.
And they just did that with Judon.
This year they just did that with like 4 or 5 guys. So to me, it seems like Bill Belichick's getting desperate, and he knows he's going to he's going to retire soon, and he wants to win now at any means necessary. And he's abandoning his old philosophies, which
Yeah, he's jealous of
very
Big
worrisome.
Tom.
I haven't followed the Patriots like a Patriots fan has, but like this year they had such a lack of depth in terms of their weapons, or even any weapons for Cam
Last 2
Newton
years,
to
right?
go to. Like, I don't know if you can solve that in the draft. Like,
Obviously,
they need
yeah,
wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, 2 tight ends. Like, that's 5 rounds of the draft.
Well, I mean, I feel like Julian Edelman's still a pretty solid slot receiver.
Yeah, that was.
That's a good point. That's a
And
good
then, I
point.
mean, you look at it, it's like, are those weapons really going to solve the problem? Or
Yeah,
is
they're
the
not very
problem going to
good.
be Cam Newton throwing it like 30 yards away from his target?
No,
Look, I love Cam back when he was Cam, but he's not Cam anymore. He's like Lamb.
I disagree with that, and I think the Pats. Here's what I think. I think the Pats are gonna be a good team next year. I think they're gonna probably make the playoffs, be around 10-6.
I don't think so.
But I think Cam will have a bounce back year. I think they'll look good. And then I think they'll do exactly what happened to the 2016 Giants, which still scars me to this day. They paid up. They wanted to win now because Eli was aging. They paid up for a bunch of good free agents who were really good the first year. And then what do you know? They win 7 combined games over the next 2 years. It was like the 2 worst years in Giants history, and it was just a disaster. And I think that's what's going to end up happening here. I obviously don't think it's a long-term solution, but I definitely agree with what Teddy said with that. Belichick's he wants to win now, and he wants to prove he can win without Brady.
Yeah, I will say their defense will be very good this upcoming year.
Especially with all the players they're getting
That
back.
they're coming back from opting out, yeah.
A lot of the team opted out, you can't forget.
Yeah.
Any other ones? One that I thought was interesting, the money man Ryan Fitzmagic going to the Washington football team.
I'm a big fan of that signing.
I think I liked it too. Would you say
Yeah.
you were or weren't?
I was. Develop
too.
Heineke, man. You know,
Oh,
let him get behind
no,
my
him.
goodness.
no.
Oh my goodness.
Develop who you take at 19. But the thing is, with you get Ryan Fitzpatrick, you know what you're gonna get. He's gonna.
I mean, dude, if
Obviously, he won't.
No, Colin. If
Look what he
Mac
did with the
Jones isn't
Dolphins
available
last
at
year.
19,
I'm not talking
we're not
about
drafting a
fucking years
quarterback.
Fitzmagic. Look what he did with the Dolphins, where he had he's just a consistent starter. He's smarter than Tua, so he knew how to avoid a lot of that pressure.
You would not just call Ryan Fitzmagic / Ryan Fitztragic a consistent quarterback. You never.
Last year he was.
Dude, you don't know what you're gonna get from this man. Sometimes he's an absolutely.
Look what he brought to the table last year.
Bro, his nickname is Fitztragic for a reason.
And with the defense
You got
that the
high
football
highs, you
team
got
has,
low lows.
I think he could
Peaks
be
and
solid
valleys.
with them, and he could be a solid placeholder for whoever they draft at 19.
Well,
Assuming they go quarterback.
Who are they drafting at 19 if Mac Jones isn't there?
no one.
No one. It's either Mac Jones or bust.
But Mac Jones isn't going to be there at 19, so they're either trading up or they're picking
before that. Ted.
Why?
Yeah, who would take Mac Jones before that?
Yeah.
Well, it was reported that his floor was pick 8, which I do not believe, but
Me either.
I think he'll be available. I think he could definitely be available at 19, and I think that would be.
I think the Panthers should take him. Right, Teddy?
I'd rather have Trey Lance, to be honest with you.
All right.
Just my personal opinion. I'm
The
not
Panthers are horrible. It doesn't.
All right. I know our Jets fans, viewers have been waiting for this one. Corey Davis and Carl Lawson signing with the Jets. A lot of people are gonna like the Corey Davis one, but I'm more of a fan of Carl Lawson, considering he had a lot of pressures last year. I think he was second in the league.
He was.
And I'm
I
a
believe
guy
it was
who,
QB
like-
hits or something like that. He was second in the league in
What was it?
QB hits or something like
Yeah,
that.
I'm a fan of stats like those that show that you're getting to the quarterback. Whereas some guys like Trey Hendrickson, a lot of times are getting coverage.
Ted Hendrickson,
Ted?
right? Ted
Trey.
What are
Hendrickson.
you talking
Right?
about?
Oh.
No,
Just stop. Just stop.
wait,
Are you
wait.
stupid?
The
Stop.
Ted
defensive end on
Hendrickson
the
is like the Raiders left outside linebacker with Fearmonger.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of, bro. From Madden 20, bro. I had him.
I had him
I
on my
had
team
Ted
too.
Hendrickson, he
Zero
sucked.
chill. But Trey Hendrickson gets a lot of coverage sacks, but guys with pressures, you know that they're actually getting to the quarterback. And then Corey
There you
Davis, I mean, solid signing. I would have, if I were them, rather have Curtis Samuel, obviously Allen Robinson if he didn't get franchise tagged. But
Yeah.
And he got
He's
it.
got to get traded. Robinson.
he has no intention of signing the franchise tag, he said.
He
Yeah.
shouldn't sign it. I wouldn't want to stay with that garbage organization.
Yeah, we talked about this last time.
Mm-hmm.
The
All
Twitter.
right, let's move on. As it's pretty clear, we're in the month of March. And when you come to March, you get some madness. We're going to go through some of our March Madness predictions here. A lot of these bums, they're just like writing up their scripts and stuff. I'm coming straight off the dome. You know that's how I come.
Bro, yo, this isn't scripted. What are you talking about?
A lot of these
Cut
bums
it,
copy
cut
me.
that,
They know
cut
I'm a
that.
trendsetter.
We're coming off
Fuck
the
that.
Um,
We're redoing the whole March thing.
why?
Dude, you can't say it's scripted.
All right, sorry.
Bro,
and after that,
Pause,
clearly
pause.
coming
scripted.
off the dome.
Rit,
All right,
it's
there we
so
go, John.
clearly
You see that?
scripted, dude.
Edit that. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. March is here. Madness is here. Corny intro, and we're gonna get straight into our March Madness predictions. First of all, who do you guys have as your biggest or a high seed that could be the biggest bust in this tournament? UVA a couple years ago lost to a 16 seed. MSU lost to a 15 seed. Teams like that where you think it could just go downhill very quickly coming this March.
I would love to go first. I might get a certain person angry with this one. But I'm personally gonna say, mark my words, UVA are gonna get upset in the first round.
God.
Who do they play?
Ohio.
Play
I
Ohio.
actually have that too.
Ohio?
Dude, Ohio's
Ohio's
so
mid,
good.
bro.
No.
Ohio's 9-10 in
I have
their
Ohio
last.
in Sweet 16. Ohio's actually good.
I mean, they did almost beat Illinois earlier in the
dude,
year.
Ohio's
I don't
good.
know.
Teddy,
telling you.
you have Ohio in your Sweet 16.
I have them
I
winning
have
2
them as
games.
like a one game
But I
like.
haven't beaten UVA and Creighton. Like, I'm not having them kill it.
Creighton, I would actually, just to say really quick before Robbie goes, although I didn't say them, don't expect Creighton to go far. Unfortunately, their coach made some pretty
Bad.
racist remarks.
Oh, is
so-
that a McDermott's dad?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the team is kind of in a shell of its former self.
What was it?
They're not-
Anyone have a quote of what he said?
I'd rather not quote him,
I
Colin.
think it was like a reference to like plantations, right?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
All
not.
right, we're
Well,
cutting
let's
that.
not
You're,
But Colin,
we are
Um,
cutting that. Colin.
What?
We don't
What
have to
the
cut
hell,
that.
Colin?
That's not cuttable.
Hey,
Colin,
Colin,
you're a
I'm gonna have
menace.
to edit the
Guys,
audio.
that's
Colin, you're
that's not
editing the
cuttable.
audio now. Because if I
You
put
can
out
say that. It's a quote.
Colin, I can't put out raw audio on Spotify like this.
Yes, you can, buddy. All right, moving on.
Okay, I will put
Okay,
out raw
but
audio.
I do have Ohio beating UVA and Creighton.
All right, let's go. Let's start.
Ohio is good.
Ohio is good.
Are we starting? Colin.
Yeah, we're still going.
No, do a 3, 2, 1. Do it.
No, we're still going.
All right. Well, so first of all, I would say that UVA, with their COVID issues, is immediately a concern. They also are not the team that they used to be. They're built on depth.
That's how college basketball
They're built on depth.
graduate.
They're built on depth rather than, all these huge stars.
That's kind of what they were built on when they won.
They had 2 scorers. Next, I also think that Ohio's going to just run them into the floor. I'm pretty sure their
What does
average.
that mean?
I got my stat right here. They got 9.2 fast points per game versus Virginia's 4. So
Dude, that's the
That's-
whole.
is,
that's
is
the
Ohio
whole
the team
thing.
with that guy with like the crazy story how he got to D1?
Yeah,
is it
yeah,
Jason
yeah.
Preston you're
He's so
talking about?
good.
Yeah, crazy story.
Are we
No,
talking
Robbie, the thing about UVA is the fast points per game. That's a completely irrelevant argument. UVA.
Yeah, the Knicks have like no transition offense in there.
No, we're not comparing this to the Knicks. UVA has no. I mean, UVA completely controls the pace of nearly every game they play.
And
in.
it makes all of their games absolutely unwatchable and super boring.
All right,
It's
Teddy.
really
But
boring.
then they
Yeah.
they're shooting virtually equally, true shooting, both teams.
Okay.
And then the
All right.
Oh, that guy's
That's good.
He clicked on the little eye next to the names and is listing the stats.
what? Shut up, Teddy, you're
Rick,
so
I mean,
funny.
Ohio
Robbie,
does
I-
have like the
Robbie,
proven
I
track
looked at the
record of
same
getting
thing
some
you looked
upsets
at,
in
bro.
March.
Those are the stats that they
And
list
then their
there.
next
You're gonna
no,
repeat it.
Teddy. Guess where you can get those stats? Anywhere.
Look at if you look
I
at
did.
you know,
I
the
looked them
Northern
up.
Ohio
Doesn't mean
upset
anything.
Georgetown, who was like the 3 seed back then. So
Bro,
after that, a couple years later, I think they made
podcast
it.
to look up those stats, Robbie. We're looking
Something
for
like that.
inside
So they
information.
And then-
definitely do have upsets in their culture.
They're
Oh,
also
no,
9 and
my
10
pick-
in their last 10 games, or 9 and 1 in their last 10 games.
All right, my pick for my biggest bust. This one is like a boom or bust candidate because I got the Michigan Wolverines. Best player in my opinion, Isaiah Livers is hurt. I think he'll miss. So I think he'll miss the first 2 games of the tournament if they play both of them. So I think they're a really big upset candidate in that second game against, I think it would be LSU or
Saint Bonavard.
the Bonnies. Yeah, I think that could be the upset where since they don't have their best player, they could just get bopped out by 2 quality teams.
I actually
And
do
then
have Saint
I
Bonavard.
think if they get through there, though, they could be dangerous to go far in the tournament.
Are you sure that he's only out for 2 weeks? Has that
Let
been
me ask my
announced?
stat guy.
Ollie?
He's back here. How long is Livers out for? 2 weeks. All right. Moving on, we got Ritter.
All right. One team I definitely watch out for.
Agree with
I don't
it.
really. What?
I said I agree with this.
One team I'd watch out for, and I don't really think they'll lose in the
I
first
also agree with this one, right?
to Eastern Washington, but I think they're gonna lose to USC in the round of 32, and that's Kansas.
I agree.
Kansas was really just getting hot when they got hit with COVID, and that's never something that you want to happen. That'll halt their momentum definitely, and especially they're gonna have to face Evan Mobley, who is an absolutely dominant center. And although Kansas is definitely a good team, they've kind of been up and down all year long, and I think USC is gonna win this game. So I'd watch out for Kansas.
I like
agree
that
with
pick a
one,
lot.
actually. And Colin, I also agree with you. I feel like Saint Bona is going to beat Michigan, but the team that I have, being a contender for losing earlier than we all expect, is Alabama. Alabama's really struggled outside of the SEC so far this year, and they really lack the dominant score you look for in a real contender. They're a terrible rebounding team that it plays super fast and relies really heavily on threes, but they often start out super slow.
They got like floor mopped, just terrible loss to Clemson, I think, earlier in the year. So they definitely. I mean, I know
They
I'm
run
not
hot
as
and
big
cold.
of a college basketball guy, but I know in the NBA playoff time, the game really slows down, so transition teams will struggle. So if something like that happens here, I definitely could see that.
And
Who
also,
did they
really
lose
quickly, Rick, before you talk, I just want to finish really quickly. In the second round, they meet UConn, who I think is a contender to go
Or
far in
Maryland,
this
but I
playoffs.
think UConn will win.
Exactly, and I think UConn will actually take Alabama here because, like Alabama, UConn is very strong guards, but UConn is a fantastic rebounding team. And I
James
think that's going to be the main
Bug-Eye
difference. And UConn has the best player in the matchup with Book Knight.
Yep.
All right.
Moving on.
Nope.
No?
Want to respond to that real quick.
All right.
I don't think they are losing to UConn. I think that's a bad pick. UConn is actually 0-4 against top 25 opponents this year, and
Hey, bro, don't sound like the president.
they played in the Big East, which is, I mean, the Big East is actually a pretty good conference, but this team couldn't really beat the best teams in the Big East. They lost to Villanova, and they also lost 3 times to Creighton. So I think Alabama will handle this game actually pretty easily.
All right. We're going to move on to our first round sleeper picks. For this, I mean, we didn't really have a strict guideline, but just any team who's a lot lower seed that you think can come out with a win.
Should I lead it? My first one is Winthrop over Villanova. It's a classic 12-5. As we all know, that's one of the biggest places for an upset to occur. And Villanova's dealing with some injuries, and I think that Winthrop can shoot the lights out on them and win that game. My next one, I've already talked about the UVA-Ohio matchup for sure. Ohio.
Terrible pick.
And then my last one.
That's just like, a really boring pick, to be honest. Like, anybody could look at that best player hurt. Let me pick it.
Oh, no, I realized that. And then my final one, I'm going with Oregon State, Tennessee.
I like that one.
Another upset here. I think that Tennessee, I believe, is 8-7 down the stretch. So they've been relatively inconsistent. And what I saw, I was reading some stat that Oregon State was shooting like 44% from 3 in their tournament. I think it was a Pac-12.
Hey, but Pac-12, I've said it multiple times and I'll say it again. Our good friend Teddy Rosen could start on a Pac-12 roster.
All right, then, Colin. Is that how you really feel about the Pac-12?
Of course. I think Rick could average like a 40-point triple-double in the Pac-12. Let's be real.
Colin, what's your sleeper?
Not really a sleeper because a lot of people have him as their sleeper. But just a 12-5 upset classic, right? Everybody, if you've ever made a bracket, you have a 12-5 upset.
4-2.
Huh?
4-3.
Yeah.
Or 4.
4-2 or 3.
4 is too much.
I have Georgetown. They've been heating up. They were on fire in the Big East tournament. They beat Creighton by like 167. Something like that. I think it was actually 25 or something. Coached by Patrick Ewing. I just really think that they will take care of business in the first round.
Fun fact, it's more likely that 3 teams win the 12-5 upset than no teams.
I saw it was equal likely. And another team that you could also have your upset watch, Colgate over Arkansas.
No.
I actually completely agree with you there.
I'm trolling.
Colgate top 10 in the net.
That's actually not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick. But
only 1 loss on the year. I think they're.
We'll get back there, Colin.
Strength of schedule is horrible, though.
Obviously, it's very.
With my pick, I got my 12-5 upset is also Winthrop, but I didn't just want to go with what Robbie was saying because it was I feel like the points are kind of obvious, and one thing Robbie did not point out, and I want to point out is that Villanova's best player, Gillespie, he's out.
Mm-hmm.
What? Rick, that's literally what I just said. That was my main point.
Maybe swallow before you start talking.
All right, my bad, Robbie. But anyway, my upset is gonna be the winner of UCLA Michigan State. I think it's gonna be Michigan State to beat BYU.
Not a bad pick.
Michigan State has made.
I completely disagree.
All right, can you let me finish, please, Robbie? Michigan State has made a ton of runs before as an underdog seed, and Tom Izzo always gets his team in tip-top shape for March.
And
this is a really-
MSU has a really good out-of-conference record this year.
Yeah, and also they're an extremely battle-tested team. They've beaten a lot of the top teams, like Rutgers, who's in the tournament, Illinois, who's a 1
That was a
seed,
lucky
Ohio
win, by the way.
State-
Rutgers wasn't trying.
Ohio State, who's a 2 seed.
And then after that, Rutgers beat them 63-37. Just saying, MSU is nowhere near Rutgers level. Just saying.
Can you just let me finish? All right, and also Michigan. And BYU has also lost to Gonzaga 3 times. I know that's not surprising, but still. And they've also gotten blown out by USC, a fellow 60. So I got
Looks like Teddy's having some internet issues here. Teddy, in case you weren't aware of that. Internet issue. Did you say anything?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, was it Robbie?
Yeah.
You say anything? Looks like it was Robbie.
Yeah, my
Anyway,
internet.
back to my
It
upset
is. It is. It
at
is.
Colgate. Just a little fun fact coming in from stats. Colgate's one loss on the year. The team they lost to the night before, they beat them by 44 points. Just a little fun fact for you.
They beat who by 44?
Their only team that they lost to, I think it was Army.
I don't know if you can hear me, but
We can hear you right now.
all right, good to hear. The thing that I'll say to Red is your point that they lost to Gonzaga 3
Hey, Robbie, turn off your camera.
times in the finals.
Turn off your camera
Turn off my camera.
and just let it. And listen. All right, your speech is lagging. Your video's lagging. No. All right, moving on.
Robbie will be back with us shortly.
We hope. Do we really hope? Anyways, where are we?
We are at. Does Rit have multiple teams? No,
No.
we're at you, Teddy.
What about it?
Nice.
BYU was
Robbie, I
just
told you.
Just listen for a little bit, all right? Just listen.
This is gonna be good for you. I promise. So, for me, I have several lower seeds that I think could really make a lot of noise here. Ohio for the aforementioned reasons. I think Georgetown and Winthrop as well.
Winthrop.
Also, what's up?
Winthrop.
Really? I swear on Winthrop.
Winthrop is Gary Winthrop.
Winthrop. It sounds a lot worse. I think Georgetown and Winthrop also could really make noise. And I want to actually elaborate on what Colin said about Colgate, who is my Cinderella team. Colgate has statistically been a top 10 team in college ball this year.
Yeah. Good pick,
and I
Teddy.
think they are primed for a Cinderella run, and I have them going to the
They're
Elite Eight.
second in the nation in
To the
scoring.
Elite Eight.
Don't overlook.
Actually, I have Georgetown going there too. I have 2 double-digit seeds in the Elite Eight.
Wow. Letty getting risky.
What can I say? I mean, I feel like it's a weird year because of COVID.
All right, we're moving on to our Cinderella teams. Robbie clearly just lagged out, but don't worry, he copied my pick anyway.
And he's not getting back in.
My pick for a Cinderella team. I don't know if not wearing the shirt right now, but the boys out of Piscataway.
Oh my God.
Rutgers Scarlet Knights. For
Alright.
Cinderella team, I'm just basically saying make it to the Sweet 16. That's very impressive for a lower seed. I think they have a good chance against Clemson, and I think Houston is definitely one of the weaker 2 seeds in the tournament this year. The Houston team has no size, and when you compare them to a Rutgers team who has guys who will just bruise you up all game, Ron Harper Jr., Miles Johnson, Montez Mathis, they'll come at you, and they're not going to let you be too small. I don't know what that means, but it means something.
Colin, I agree with you.
They're
there.
going
I
to
had them
turn
getting
some
into the first
heads.
round.
They were a great team at the beginning of the year, slowed down a little bit, but they're going to get the magic back. I think Geo Baker is one of the most clutch players in the nation, and I think he's going to put the world on notice here. And we have our small friend back in the waiting room.
Did we let him in?
I'll go first. I'll go while Robbie is trying to get in. So we're doing it judging
Robbie doesn't
by
have to go. It's fine.
Sweet 16.
Yeah, it's fine actually.
We don't mind.
By Sweet 16
up, Teddy.
run, then I really can't really say I have like a major Cinderella story because all my Sweet 16 teams are a 6 seed or above.
That's
So-
so boring, Rit. Fix that immediately.
No
No way.
That's what I think's gonna happen, and
All your Sweet 16 teams
it happens all the time. It
are
literally
6 seed and above, bro. Ew, bro. Hold up. Sweet 16. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 seeds below. 6 teams below a 6 seed.
That's really cool, Teddy.
Thanks for telling us how to count to 6, Teddy. All right, so
Are
moving
you
on.
looking at it too?
Can
Can you see it as well? Like,
my 2 6 seeds that I would really think could make a run, and although I actually have them losing in the Sweet 16, Texas Tech is a team to really watch out for. Chris
Mac
Beard is
McClung,
actually a
baby.
great coach, and the last time March rolled around, they were playing in the national championship game. Mac
Led
McClung
by
is also
Bust Jarrett Culver.
Robbie, turn off your camera again.
true. Mac McClung is a beast, and then, like I said before, with that Kansas upset, I got USC led by Evan Mobley.
Interesting pick.
Robbie,
Rob, camera off, bro.
camera off, microphone off. You can sit and watch. That's all you can do.
Why?
Because it
Why?
doesn't sound good when you talk, and watching you is making me is like giving me motion sickness. So camera
Who's on
off.
Teddy? Who do we have, Teddy?
I told you, Colgate. I just went first. We don't really have to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just kind of looped it into the other one.
All right, we're gonna move on now to our final four. I'm gonna start us off. My final four. I know I have a team that everyone else has in their final four that I don't. I'll give you my reasons after I state my final four.
Wait, that makes no sense.
Right now, everyone else has this
Oh,
team
wait.
in their final four except me.
Okay. Yeah.
I have Baylor, Texas, Illinois, Iowa. I haven't made my finalized bracket, but I'm just having some fun, right? This is a hypothetical. I do think Gonzaga has a better chance to make the Final Four than Iowa, but I was just spicing it up a bit. Iowa's defense has been improving throughout the year. Gonzaga has been choke artists in the tournament. Have a
That's
history of
fact,
choking.
yeah.
They're like, let's get a comparison here.
The Falcons.
Falcons, perfect. They're like the Falcons, but in college basketball. Illinois, I think Illinois and Iowa both have a top 2 player in the country. And then Baylor, I think, is the most underrated 1 seed we've had in a
It is.
No one really talks about them, but no one should want to play Baylor.
Except for UMC, yes sir. It's easy. It's easy.
All right. Should I head to mine?
Go
My-
ahead. You're sounding clear right now.
Yeah, I know. I moved locations.
I can tell.
My 4, I actually think that's an interesting pick, and it definitely could happen. I saw this stat that every perfect team that went into that went into March Madness undefeated, they all made it to the Final Four or lost, except for one. So I don't think Gonzaga's going to win it all. I think they're going to make it to the Final Four. My other
Wichita State, bro, they lost in the second round after they went undefeated.
Yeah. My other that was the one that did. My other 3, Florida State, best defense in the country in my opinion. Then we have Baylor, who
Are you off something, bro? Texas Tech has a miles better defense, bro. They're like the Knicks of college basketball.
And then my other 2 are Baylor. They're so underrated. They're the best shooting team. I think they shoot 42% from 3.
Oh wait, on that note of Baylor being underrated, if I say Jared Butler, who's that?
A player on
No. Teddy and Rit. Who's Jared Butler?
Jared Butler or Jared Baylor? You said two.
Jared Butler.
I have no idea. I ain't going.
That's what like 90% of people in the country would say.
I do
The
know
first
Jared
team
Butler.
All-American led Baylor, to a 1 seed, and no one knows who he is. Baylor is incredibly underrated and get none of the attention that they deserve.
And then my fourth was
I
North
don't know names, man.
State.
Good, Teddy. It's a tough one.
I think Cade Cunningham is going to carry them to the Final Four. It's kind of a weird pick. At the same time, they could lose out really early. I think it all depends.
They're hot right now.
Yeah, but it really. What I was saying is, it really all depends on how well Cade Cunningham plays.
Yeah.
Those are my four.
I mean, like star power goes a long way. I mean, Ja Morant back when he was in the tournament, obviously they only won one game, but they were still a 12 seed with minimal talent on their roster, and they had an electric upset. Star power definitely can take you further than a lot of people would think.
Then they got killed by Florida State, like demolished.
It's all good. Ja wasn't trying that game.
They were
He was like, I won one. That's all we really needed.
Exactly.
12 seed.
All right. I have not one, not two, but three.
Bye, Rob.
Bye.
But three Big 12 teams in my Final Four. So I got Gonzaga, and Gonzaga really has literally a cakewalk bracket. It's
What's it looking like right now?
What do you mean?
Iowa, right? That's their main.
They made comp.
So to put it into perspective, the 2 seed, the 3 seed, and the 4 seed, in their bracket, Gonzaga has already played and beaten by double digits. I think that's something to point.
That's impressive.
That's pretty cool.
But then again, if you play a team for a second time, do you have a better chance at winning?
Maybe, but yeah, I guess. But anyway, I also have Baylor. I feel like that's kind of another. I mean, I don't really see anyone else going to the Final Four in that region besides maybe Ohio State, but I feel like Baylor's better. Then I actually have Texas, who I just don't trust Michigan right now. I don't trust them enough. Finally, I have West Virginia. I nearly went with Robbie's pick in Oklahoma State, but I decided to go with West Virginia, the higher seed. Though Oklahoma State and West Virginia have played 3 times already, West Virginia's only won one of those 3 matchups, but, I just got a feeling, bro.
All right, hey, the gut feeling sometimes takes over in bracketology.
Funny enough, man, if you had chosen OK State, we would have had the exact same Final Four. I have Baylor, the Zags. I have Baylor, the Zags. I have OK State too, and I have Baylor, and I have Texas. I have a lot of the 1 seeds and 2 seeds losing before the Elite 8. Like I have Illinois losing in the Sweet 16. I'm going back and forth on Houston.
Teddy, this is why we're going to lose our 203 Sports Bracket Challenge.
Why?
Because he's picking so many upsets. It's just not smart.
He's having fun.
No,
I'm not going to
Speaking
go
of
all
upsets,
1 seed.
by the way, really quick, I have another sleeper. No one's really talking about LSU. I think they should have, would have won the SEC championship over Bama, and then they're gonna play.
They're out in the first round. St. Bona is the real deal.
Shut up, buddy.
St. Bona is the real deal.
Michigan, hopefully, and they'll win. The 4 or 5 seeds in that bracket are kind of bad. I forget who it was, but I wasn't really.
No, Florida State's good.
Florida State and Colorado. Colorado's mid.
Colorado's losing the first round, but Florida State.
Yeah, I wasn't really impressed with any of them. I think LSU could surprise some people. They've really been meshing well at the end of the year.
They could surprise people and lose in the round of 64.
Are we going to our picks to win it all?
We're going for the pick to win it all.
My pick to win it all, if everybody guessed it, is Baylor. I think, as Colin said, they're criminally underrated. Their shooting is out of this world, and that's really all I have to say.
All right. Once again, haven't made my official bracket, which will be 100% correct. I just know it will. But as of right now, Illinois is winning the tournament. I think Ayo Dosunmu has surpassed Luka Garza for best player in the country. I think Kofi.
Cade Cunningham?
No, he's the best NBA prospect, not the best college player in my opinion. I think Ayo Dosunmu is a great two-way player, and I think he's willing to take and make the clutch shots that you're going to need. And then they have Kofi Coburn. His name looks like it's pronounced the other way, but it's not. Robbie, stop smirking.
Guys, we have breaking news. Sister Jean is going to Indy.
She
No
died.
way.
No, she's going to Indy.
Really hope he doesn't get it.
Illinois, I mean, Loyola Chicago confirmed winning the chip. Let me change my bracket right now. I'm sorry.
Anyway, still not going to
It's
happen.
over.
Kofi
It's over.
Coburn, baby Shaq.
You know what? I'm
Ayo
flipping it.
Dosunmu.
Loyola Chicago is beating
Batman.
Illinois in the round of 32.
Illinois is winning the tournament. There's not really a question about it. Guaranteed.
All right. I think that Illinois pick is meh. Not gonna lie.
I have them losing in this Week 16. To be honest.
I do too.
To who?
Actually,
who?
Oklahoma State.
To Oklahoma State. Is
Ooh,
there.
I think wow, that's actually bad.
All right. So
What's that?
I got
Crazy.
my guys, the Zags. I think this is finally the year where the
Oh my
Zags
God.
protect the 28-3 lead. They save their reputation really as just absolute choke artists in March. I think they get over that hump. And this team has been so dominant this year. They're 4-0 against top 25 teams, including absolutely crushing UVA. And they, like I said earlier, they beat Iowa, Kansas, by double digits, and they did beat also another top team by double digits as well. But I think this team has been too dominant. They have elite players, and
They got the star power I was talking about. They have 2 lottery picks in this upcoming draft, in my opinion.
May I point out?
Corey Kispert and Jalen Suggs.
May I point out?
No.
One of the few teams that got close to Gonzaga was BYU.
I mean, BYU
They
was
dominated them in the first half.
They were up, but then Gonzaga won by 10. So maybe they were a little tired. Maybe they weren't taking them serious. But end of the day, they still got it together and won the game.
Oh yeah, no, but I think that's a testament to BYU rather than Gonzaga. I think that, like, I'm not saying that BYU are going to make a huge run, but I think that they could definitely pull off an upset in a couple of different places.
round of 64 L coming.
Oh, okay. I will personally guarantee a BYU victory.
Oh my God! Every single time someone personally guarantees something on this pod.
Really,
they're
Robbie?
wrong.
Actually?
Every single time. Someone guarantees
I'm not
something
going
on
to
this pod,
bet on
they're
a
wrong.
single game, but join 203 Sports.
If you guys want, DM us on Instagram and get a link to join our bracket challenge. There will be an
Comment down below too.
entry fee, obviously.
You're at
we're
203 underscore
it's about
sports.
10,000 to enter. 203 Sports on Instagram _ not
203
space.
underscore all lowercase sports.
203 Sports on TikTok _ not space capital S. That's gonna be it for this week's episode. Make sure you tune in to keep up with all of this bracketology that's gonna be going on. And we'll catch you on the next one.
And most important of all, CJ McCollum.